Even though the market was under pressure, our largest trending trade saw pyrotechnics and a decline in earnings. Even viewing parties for the quarterly results of Nvidia were held. The business, after all, is booming. Sales more than doubled. As they say, sales would increase by 80% if there were an equivalent point. They spoke quite confidently about resolving certain supply limitations around their next-generation semiconductor chip, so I suppose that's less than the more than 100% they were doing. Naturally, the most important question is what to do with the stock. Over the course of the year, it has been rising, and lately it has been leveling off. In addition to putting it to a bull, we'll also put it to a bear, though technically he has a neutral rating on the stock. Let's invite Gil Luria, Senior Software Analyst at D.A. Davidson, and Dan Ives, who works as an analyst at Wedbush and represents the bulls. Let's start with you, Dan, as the stock is under pressure. What caught your attention during the quarter, and how would you characterize the response? Dan Ives. Indeed, and look, under pressure. I believe this is a stock that will rise in the days ahead. This quarter was a masterpiece. In light of what we witnessed from the standpoint of demand, they ought to publish the press release and display it at the Louvre. The projection for the upcoming years simply sets the bar, and the Blackwell delays. Those worries were worse than the reality. The godfather of AI keeps making more promises than he keeps keeping. I believe that the AI revolution is just getting started. Nvidia will play a key role in the $4 trillion market that will exist in a year. Jill, the host, I'll give it to you. If I remember correctly, you are more worried about what will happen over the next 3 to 5 quarters than you are about what Nvidia is doing today. Jill Luria. Yes, exactly. The biggest clients of Nvidia have stated that they plan to purchase as many GPUs as possible this year and may even expand their purchases in the upcoming year. However, they must eventually see a return on their investment. They have yet to provide their clients with a return on their investment. Companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Meta are currently engaging in a lot of gamesmanship in an effort to prevent themselves from being the last ones without large data center capacity. It's referred to as overinvesting. Overinvesting indicates that you will eventually need to reduce your stake. It may happen as early as next year, but that is what these corporations want to do. By 2026, the street now projects that Nvidia will generate $200 billion in revenue. Microsoft's margins might decline by 2, 3, or even 4 percentage points for that to occur. Dan and I, who both cover Microsoft, believe that the company's margins will continue to decline this year, which is not something that shareholders will tolerate for very long. Dan Ives. Look, Jill is right when he says that customers do require use cases and return on investment. However, there is no question about the demand curve's appearance. Beyond Nvidia, the fourth industrial revolution is being developed in the upcoming phase, which we have discussed. It concerns derivative plays that are second, third, and fourth. This is essentially the first or second inning of a 9-inning game when you consider earnings and the topics that the godfather of AI spoke last night. We continue to see it as 9 p.m. at an AI party that lasts until 4 a.m. And let's face it, $1 trillion in AI capital expenditure is on the horizon. You're invited to the party, Gil. Host. So you don't agree that the celebration will end in 3 to 5 quarters. Dan Ives. Look, I believe that 4 a.m. will arrive at some time, and there may even be after parties. However, it surpasses Nvidia as long as the return on investment is present, not only for the hyperscalers, but also for governments and businesses as this ecosystem expands. In my opinion, this is the cornerstone of the AI bull market that will emerge in the upcoming years. Host. A dollar spent on an Nvidia chip has an 8-10x multiplier across the tech sector, as you stated in your note. Describe how that operates. Dan Ives. One of the most important aspects of this story is Gil's reference about Microsoft. Purchasing an Nvidia chip is just the beginning. What about the use cases, the software, and the hyperscale infrastructure? That is the tech multiplier, which is why we think Nvidia has enormous growth potential. Although the bears have been hibernating for a few years, it was nevertheless nice to hear from them last night. They occasionally emerge, but I don't think they stay for very long. Asterisk asterisk host. Asterisk asterisk, how would you respond to that, Gil? According to Dan, the celebration will go on, Nvidia's market value will rise by another $1 trillion. What are your thoughts? Gil Luria. I want to start by saying thank you for inviting me to the party, Dan. It couldn't have happened to a greater business than Nvidia, which has emerged as the spokesperson for the AI revolution. However, I believe that the majority of generative AI will not be operating on Nvidia CPUs in a year. Nvidia won't have exclusive control over the AI hardware because it will be implemented on Apple or Android smartphones. These operations will be carried out on their own chips by companies such as Apple, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. Although it won't be the leading company as it is currently, Nvidia will still own a large portion of the market. Asterisk asterisk host asterisk asterisk Dan, is there a genuine risk that Nvidia's clients, the hyperscalers, may turn into rivals? Would this ever come to pass? Dan Ives. They will undoubtedly demand more and more shares, in my opinion. The apps are being targeted by Microsoft, for example, and the hyperscalers will all attempt to gain a larger share of the AI market. However, since this is the largest increase in tech investment since the Internet's inception, it will be a co-opetition situation. We see it as a larger ad party because businesses won't readily give that up. Gil, when you eventually make it to the party, I'll even spare a purple sports jacket for you. Gil, the host, will you soon be seen sporting the purple sports jacket? Gil Luria, I sincerely hope so. We also serve Nvidia stockholders, and I hope the company's stock continues to rise. However, we now choose Amazon and Apple. Asterisk asterisk host asterisk asterisk, it appears that everyone agrees that the AI revolution is occurring and will have a profound impact. However, there are differing views on how to play it. Dan, you indicated that Nvidia's price may rise in the days ahead, but is there a feeling of buyer fatigue? At this point, who doesn't own Nvidia? Where are the additional purchasers coming from? Dan Ives, I don't agree. Many people, in my opinion, are still underweight or haven't truly participated yet. This is just the beginning. Nvidia is similar to LeBron James in high school. Our generation's most significant tech spending cycle is currently underway, and I think demand will only slightly increase rather than decline. Asterisk asterisk host. Asterisk asterisk, how does the tech war between the United States and China affect investor sentiment as November approaches? Dan Ives. That's a concern and one of the main queries we get from potential investors. For the A trade, what does either candidate, Harris or Trump, mean? Asterisk asterisk host. Asterisk asterisk fascinating. The tech war between the United States and China and its impact on the AI trade is a hot topic. How do you think geopolitical tensions and chip export limits will affect Nvidia's expansion and the tech industry as a whole? Dan Ives. Investors are undoubtedly keeping a close eye on the US-China tech battle. Undoubtedly, the limitations on exporting sophisticated semiconductors to China have an effect, but the demand is worldwide, in my opinion. Despite the size of the Chinese market, Nvidia and other businesses are seeing enormous development potential in the United States, Europe, and other Asian countries. Governments, businesses, and sectors worldwide are now driving demand for AI and semiconductors, so it's no longer just about one area. It's also critical to keep in mind that tech businesses are experts at negotiating these geopolitical challenges. They will look for methods to reduce risks, such as expanding into new markets or diversifying supply chains. Although there is conflict between the US and China, I don't think it will stop the larger expansion of AI. However, it's definitely something to watch as 2024 approaches, particularly in light of political actions that may tighten or loosen trade restrictions. Asterisk asterisk host. Asterisk asterisk Gil, I want to know what you think about this. Is Nvidia's future more at risk from the US-China situation than we're recognizing? Gil Luria.